Hello students, let us work out question number 7 in this P1 paper. So here we are given a sector AOB of a circle with center O. The radius is r centimeter over here, and the angle AOB is given by theta radians. It is given that the area of the sector is 1 centimeter square and the perimeter of the sector is 8 centimeter. And we need to write the two different equations involving r and theta. Okay. So first thing, it is given the area of the sector is 1 centimeter square. So we know that the area of the sector is given by the equation half r square theta. So this is equal to 1 centimeter square. So this is the first equation. We don't know r and we don't know theta. So only thing it given is the area, which is 1 centimeter square. So this is the first equation. Now the perimeter of the sector is AOB is 8 centimeter. The sector involves the whole length starting from O to A, from A to B, and from B to O. So this is r centimeter, this is r centimeter, and this portion we have the arc length, which is nothing but r theta. So the total will be r plus r theta plus another r. So that is given as 8 centimeter. So the perimeter is equal to 8 centimeter, which is given as r plus r theta. In short, we can combine these two and write the equation as 2r plus r theta is equal to 8. So this is your first equation and this is your second equation. So the mark scheme is equally distributed for the two equations, 1 mark each for each of the two equations. Okay, now the second part of the question is asking to solve the two equations to find the exact value. Again, here they mentioned the exact value, so it should be either in root or fractions, etc., like that. Exact value of r and the exact value of theta. And especially they have mentioned the format also in the form of a plus b root c. So solutions relying on calculator technology are not acceptable. You can use calculator, but you need to show the working. Okay. So we have these two equations, we just need to solve them. So let me simplify the first equation a little bit. So if I multiply by 2 on both sides, I'll get r square theta is equal to 2. And the second equation, if I multiply the equation by r on both sides, why I multiply by r on both sides is because I can get an r square theta in the second term, that is this term, if I multiply the whole equation by r. Okay, so that is equal to 8r. Now, why I made r square theta is also because the r square theta value is given as 2 from the first equation. So I can just rewrite it as r square, 2r square plus 2 is equal to 8r. Now the whole equation can be divided by 2, so I'll be getting r square plus 1 is equal to 4r. If I make it as a quadratic equation, I'll get r square minus 4r plus 1 is equal to 0. So here I have the equation for the r value. So the r value I can directly obtain it over here. If I solve it, I'll be getting the value of r. So let me use my calculator here. I mean, you can write down the steps over here and you can use the calculator for solving the equation. So when I solve it, I'll get the two values of r as 2 plus root 3 and the next value of r is 2 minus root 3. So one thing you can observe over here that it is already given that r is greater than 2. So you can't take this value. So this value is removed. Okay, so the only particular possible value for r is equal to 2 plus root 3. Now we can use that value to find out the value of theta. So here from this equation, I have r square theta is equal to 2. So r square theta is equal to 2 and theta is equal to 2 divided by r square. So that is 2 divided by um, r square value is 2 plus root 3 the whole square. Okay. So if you had a doubt in calculating or finding out the value of r, you can just use the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac. It's you can't use the calculator directly. I just assume that you can use this one directly. So just show the working. Okay, and then you can write down this one. Okay, so that is plus or minus root of minus 4 the whole square minus 4 times a multiplied by b divided by 2. So you just simplify that and you'll be getting this value of R directly. It was a basic calculation, that's why I omitted it in the first place. Okay. Okay, so the theta value we can obtain it in this way. Again, you need to show the steps. You can't directly use your calculator. So this would be uh, 2 divided by the when you expand it, you will be getting 4 plus 3 plus 2 times root 3, which is 4 root 3. So that is 2 divided by 7 plus 4 root 3. Now you need to multiply by the conjugate because you need to express it in the form of a plus b root c. Okay. So this will give you 2 times 7 minus 4 root 3 divided by, in the denominator will be getting 49 minus 16 times 3, which is 1. So on the numerator you will be getting 14 minus 8 root 3. So this is your theta value. Okay. So the two values of r and theta we already obtained. Now the marks division I'll just explain. So the first mark goes on for finding out the correct expression in terms of r and theta, one expression in terms of r and theta. If for this one and for the other one which is related to this one, this equation also. And if you solve it correctly, represent it correct in the correct method, the correct value, you'll be getting A1 mark for that. The second method, it is dependent on the first method. Again, if you get this part correctly, you'll be getting the next method mark. And there is one more method mark over here, which is related to the calculation of the theta value. And if the answers are correct, that is both the r value and the theta. Okay, r and the theta value are correct, you'll get the last accuracy mark. Okay, so I hope it was clear for you. Thank you so much.